with the hay. Loft a creaking, well it just started in the hay. With his long johns on, Pop went a creeping out to the bottom to the hay.
Hey guys, it's Brooklyn and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. So earlier this week, one of my friends convinced me to watch the Netflix original Ginny and Georgia, and I finished the show in 2 days. And despite a lot of the controversy I was seeing on it, I actually liked this show. And honestly, with every single Netflix original, you can expect there to be some controversy, so I wasn't really concerned about that. But yeah, I did like this show, and my friends who watched it also liked this show. And we've spent the last couple days having a few long conversations about some of our thoughts, theories, predictions, all of that about the show. And that's what I'm going to be sharing with y'all today, some of the thoughts and theories that we came up with and our predictions for season 2. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was a theory that I came up with revolving Austin's dad. And I just think that the situation with his dad is a lot deeper than what the show has told us. So yeah, I came up with a small little theory about what may happen with his dad in season 2. In the first or second episode, I don't remember which one it was, but when Georgia was talking to Ellen about Austin's dad, she made a joke about framing him for embezzlement. Considering that Georgia was successfully stealing from her new job and her history of running that underground gambling ring thing or whatever it was, it's pretty safe to assume that Georgia was the one that was actually doing the embezzling. It's safe to assume that Georgia was the one doing the why can I say that? Embezzling. It's safe to assume that Georgia was the one actually doing the embezzling and that she was able to turn it around and put all the blame on Austin's dad. Okay, so the next thing I'm about to say is something that I picked up on, but a lot of my friends didn't really notice it or they didn't analyze it while watching the show. So when Austin found those letters and Georgia was talking to him about it, she started saying, "Your dad isn't really," and then Austin interrupted her and said, "a wizard," and then Georgia just kind of went along with that and she never finished what she was initially gonna say. And then also when Ginny told Georgia that she mailed out those letters, Georgia got super upset and she asked her if she put their return address on the letters, and Ginny never answered that question. Now with that being said, it's pretty clear right there that the situation with Austin's dad is a lot deeper than what Georgia told her kids. I think there's a big chance of Austin's dad actually being dead, but then I was also wondering that if he was dead, then what was that address that the letters got sent to? Or why was it such a big deal, or why was it so dangerous if their return address was on it? And I don't know, that whole situation is just very suspicious, and it's definitely deeper than what we think it is, and I definitely don't think that Georgia told her kids the truth about Austin's dad. And since there's so many unanswered questions revolving Austin's dad, I feel like he's definitely going to be talked about more in the second season, and if he's alive, then maybe he'll be seen in the second season, I don't know. But yeah, that situation is definitely a lot deeper than what we know. That's really the main big theory that I came up with, so now I'll get into some of my thoughts about the characters. And I'm gonna start off with Ginny, and to keep it simple, I'm just gonna say that I do not like Ginny. Sorry to all my friends watching this because I know y'all love Ginny, but I don't like her. To me, she was just really ungrateful and super insensitive, specifically like towards her mom. She was always calling Georgia a terrible mom, even though literally everything Georgia has done was just to protect her and her kids. Yet she was always calling her a bad mom. And Ginny, she also wants to get treated like an adult so badly. Yet she acts like a child half the time. Which is fine because she's a teenager, but then she goes off and complains about not being treated like an adult. And her actions just really invalidate her opinion of why she should be treated like an adult. And Ginny just never really considered all of the stuff that her mom has gone through, even after Georgia opened up about being abused. She just always stayed so focused about herself and how things were affecting her, but she never took the time to realize what her mom was really doing for her and her brother. And she just annoyed me a lot during the season. I guess that's what made the show what it was, but still, she annoyed me a lot. Alright, moving on from Ginny, the next thing I have to say is justice for my guy Joe. He deserves so much better, and Joe just really deserves a happy ending. He really does. He literally named his horse Milkshake. He named his horse Milkshake. He's so pure. We love Joe. And I don't know why it took him so long to realize who Georgia was, but to me it was pretty clear that Georgia remembered him and that she just never directly said it. And I think Georgia was definitely trying to throw hints at him throughout the entire season to try to make him remember, but he never connected all the dots until Ginny showed him those glasses. After Joe told Georgia that he had a horse named Milkshake, one of the things Georgia said was like, "Oh, so you finally got your horses," or something like that. And that was just like one of the many examples of Georgia saying a bunch of little things to try to connect it back to that old memory of them. But Joe, he didn't put it together. He didn't put it together in time. Hopefully in the next season, Joe gets somewhat of a happy ending or just gets treated better, because they definitely did him dirty in this season and he deserves to be treated better. So justice for Joe, and hopefully he gets treated better in the next season. Another person who deserves better is Marcus. Like literally the entire season, everyone in that town was just never on his side. They were always against him, and he was always getting just left in the dust just the entire time. And right after he was able to fix things with Ginny, it literally just all blew up and it just made him look worse, even though the entire time he wasn't really trying to do anything bad, but it all just kind of blew up in his face and made him look bad. And who knows how he's gonna react to Ginny leaving, because like if you just think about how he reacted after Ginny said all those mean things to him when he told her that he loved her, he got into that motorcycle accident. So I don't know how he's gonna react to Ginny leaving, especially since he was the last person to talk to her. And Marcus just seemed so sad and lonely the entire time, and I felt really bad for him. Okay, now I'm gonna talk about Marcus's sister, Max. And Max, she's cool or whatever, but she's also really selfish, and I feel like she had no reason to react like that when she found out about Marcus and Ginny. Like she made it seem like them being together was some type of personal attack on her, and she just kind of made it seem like it was the end of the world for her, even though it really wasn't about her. And she wouldn't even let Marcus try to explain the situation, because every time he would talk, she would just yell over him. And throughout the entire season, Max just always made her problems seem bigger than anyone else's, and she kind of never let other people talk about the things they had going on. And similar to Ginny, she was also super ungrateful and like disrespectful to her mom. But I feel like disrespecting your parents is just one way that Netflix loves to portray teenagers, so I can't really be surprised by that trait anymore, but that's definitely something I picked up on about Max. Okay, am I the only one that gets weird vibes from Paul? Like, I don't know, something about him is just off to me. Like, I don't know, I just found it kind of weird how fast it was for him to fall madly in love with Georgia. He just gives off weird vibes. I don't even know what it is exactly, but I don't know. And I feel like in the next season, he's definitely gonna do something extreme to help cover up Georgia. I don't know what that may be, but I don't know. I just get that feeling since he's so obsessed with her or so in love with her or whatever, he's definitely gonna do something that puts himself in jeopardy just to protect Georgia. Now we can all collectively agree that we do not like Hunter. Like, yeah, he's a nice guy, but no, he just, oh god, he made me cringe so much. I have seen so many TikToks that just disrespect Hunter, but it's the funniest thing ever because they're all true. His character was just so cringy. I could barely stand to watch the scenes that had him in it, and half the time I literally skipped over the parts that had him because they just made me cringe and I couldn't stand to watch it. Like when he made that song for Ginny, I couldn't watch that. I had to skip through that. Or when he did that tap dance for her birthday, I couldn't watch that either. I got too much secondhand embarrassment. I had to skip through that one. Also, I feel like Ginny was just really forced into that relationship with Hunter because when he first asked her out, she didn't seem interested at all, but Max was right there, so she kind of had to say yes, and her friends really just pressured her into that relationship. But yeah, even though Hunter is a nice guy, he is just too cringy for me. Lastly, I'm going to talk about my girl Georgia. I have no clue how she was able to get away with all of the things she did. And with the way the season ended, I have a big feeling that Georgia is going to get caught up in the second season. And connecting back to what I said earlier about Ginny, Georgia definitely did not deserve to get hated on so much from her own daughter. Georgia has literally done everything in her power to protect her and her kids, yet Ginny just kind of disrespected her about that. So Georgia definitely deserves better treatment from her daughter. And Georgia definitely has good intentions with the things she does, but the way she executes them just always ends up hurting people along the way. And I feel like that trait of hers is definitely going to continue to the next season. So we'll see what Georgia has up her sleeves for season 2. Alright, so the last thing I wanted to talk about was the way this season ended. And the end of the season, it just made me so upset because I have no clue what Ginny was thinking. One, where is she gonna go? She can't go to her dad's house because her dad would just tell Georgia. And from what we know so far, there really isn't anywhere else that she could go. So I have no clue where she's gonna end up going. And two, why would she take her brother with her? Her 9-year-old brother. Her taking her brother just like doubles or triples the responsibility that she has to take on with her wherever she plans on going. And three, she took her mom's blood-eye jacket with her when she left. And that could be a possible indicator of where she plans on going. But at the same time, I don't think Ginny is dumb enough to take her and her 9-year-old brother into some random gang. But honestly, I don't even know because Ginny has done a lot of questionable things, so I don't know what she plans on doing. Yeah, I just didn't like that ending at all. But yeah, that is everything I have to say about this show. I spent the last week saying all these things to my friends, and now I said it to a camera, so I think I got it all out of my system now. But if you had anything to add, any thoughts, theories, predictions, anything, feel free to comment that down below because I would love to hear what you guys have to say because I'm sure some of you guys have different thoughts than my friends and I would love to continue the conversation with you guys down in the comments, so definitely make sure to comment and give your opinions or thoughts about this show. And yeah, if you guys liked today's video, then make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss my next video, and comment down below any other video ideas you have for me and I'll try my best to get that done for y'all. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you guys next week.